Hello and welcome back to MoonClan. My name is Harasi and today we are picking up where we left off last time with MoonClan here. So we did have a pretty harsh leaf bear in a sense. We lost a lot of medicinal items and a lot of cats are sick and hurt. The only cat we have lost so far was unfortunately Icy Ice to very sudden heart pain, and that left Icy Ice with young Fierce Kit without a parent. So Fierce Kit has since grown to be Fierce Paw and is unfortunately one of the aforementioned ill cats. Not much is going on with Frost Whisper, but his brother Weasel Reed, that was not the cat I was trying to click on, did get a mate in Comfreyfoot. So life in the clan goes on. We do have a few new kits as well with Icy Kit and Scorch Kit. Icy Kit being named for their grandparents since that was Chestnut Pelt's offspring. So that's about all that happened last time, and without any further ado, we're going to jump right into events for Moon 60 in the clan. Or well, yeah, 60 in the clan, 59 for us. Frost Whisper's cracked pads have healed. We lose a friendly spar to a clanmate. The defeat is humbling, but we learn a valuable lesson. You save a clanmate from falling into a fast-flowing stream. Their grateful nod warms your heart. You save a kit from a fox, earning respect from your clan. A surprise attack from a fox tests your fighting skills. With a triumphant yowl, you chase the intruder away, tail raised high in victory. I kind of like to think that these are the same event, saving a kit from a fox, which happened to attack in a surprise fashion. We watch a ceremony for a new apprentice, their name echoing around the camp as the leader announces their new name and mentor. Okay, I wonder if this is... No actual ceremony. Pigeon Flick hopes the litter will be small. They feel overwhelmed at the idea of a large one. They move into the nursery against grumbling protests. Oh, they've been moved into the nursery against their grumbling protests. So I guess Pigeon Flick really did not want to put down the mantle of warrior to become queen, even just temporarily. But that's okay. I'm sure she'll be back up and at it again here soon. We're chatting quietly with Needledew when we're both on camp guard duty. We're nodding politely as Blossom Current passes us by, and Fawn Chuck overheard us spreading a hurtful rumor. I don't know who it would be about. It's honestly probably Poppy Paw, because for some reason Frost Whisper can't stand Poppy Paw. But still, kind of surprising. Lightheart grooms their pelt, happy to find tears and wounds in it gone. Falcon scratches heel from their cat bite. They groom their pelt, happy to find hairs and wounds in it gone. Gulsap caught a cat from another clan trespassing on our territory, and their ear was torn in the ensuing scuffle. Needledew has gotten a running nose. Fawn Chuck's wound is no longer infected, and Fierce Paw has been cured of their case of green cough. Stone Star was seen touching noses with a loner, scandalous. So I did see notes about, events like this. That's not necessarily a bad thing for cats to have friends and rivals in other clans, and that's definitely true throughout most of Warriors. It's a little bit more frowned upon in the first arc, at least in my opinion, since, and granted, Firepaw had a lot to prove since he was a kitty pet, but it was always seen as like a betrayal of the clan that he had a close friend in one Star, that time one Whisker, and even when he was seen with Smudge or Princess, it was considered kind of a breach of clan contract. So I am being a little bit more harsh in that sense. It doesn't necessarily say that they're, trespassing or breaking code or whatever. But I do tend to foresee this as being something the clan would be more negative about. So normally I would absolutely have this be a strike. However, this would be Stone Star's third strike. So I'm going to go ahead and double check my own guidelines here and see if there's any specific mention about this. If there is, we'll go with what it says, and if not, I think we'll roll a dice because, right there in the title, this is scandalous. Okay, I just double checked the rules here. And being caught trespassing in another clan's territory 3 times results in exile. This includes time skip events with touching noses with an outsider, etc. You may keep up with the offenses in the cat's note page. Sneaky or shameless cats can choose to hunt on another clan's territory if the opportunity arises, but will be reported if caught. Apprentices will not have their offenses counted as they're still young. So, yes, it does specifically mention touching noses with an outsider, which I would definitely count this as. So, this is again why I'm a little bit more harsh. It just reads negatively, and the rule set kind of outlines it as being a negative thing too. So, this will count as a strike for Sonsar. And if this is his third, I guess he's out of the clan, which is shocking. As pondering recent dreams they've had, perhaps from Star Clan. Okay, so Sonsar has strikes. Strike 1, touch noses with a rogue on Moon 19. Strike 2 was Moon 41, sharing food with a kitty pet. And this would be Strike 3, touching noses with an outsider. I honestly think that that's a pretty fair judgment, since honestly sharing food with a kitty pet could honestly have gotten him completely exiled to begin with, since that is a direct violation of a warrior rejects a soft kitty pet life. So this is kind of his last chance, just because he was a deputy and he has fumbled it. So the clan is gathered around for the first warm day of the season. New leaf has started to settle in, but the last vestiges of winter's icy grip still remain in patches of snow and shade around camp. The cats are nonetheless pleased with the change as they sit around, grooming one another and chatting idly. The cats are not entirely surprised when Sonsar takes position up on one of the branches above the den, from which the leader will sometimes address the clan. He calls the clan to gather around him, but the cats take note of Yarmouse, the deputy's very stern and grim expression. They were expecting positive news, however, it seems to be anything but. Sonsar regards the clan, and he has always been a very nervous and fidgety leader. Some of the clan seems to be very dismayed and dissuaded by this, even now, as they take note of his fidgeting paws and pin their ears or lash their tails angrily. But Sonsar, for once, seems to not really fumble over his words when he does address the clan. Everybody, he states, it has been a pleasure to serve you as leader, but I will be stepping down and I will be leaving the clan. The clan all grumbles and mumbles in shock, immediately gossiping amongst themselves. Did they hear him correctly? Finally, one cat calls from the back of the crowd. Why are you leaving, Sonsar? Sonsar regards the clan emotionlessly. Eventually, Yarmouse steps up to answer the question for him. I have seen Sonsar talking with others besides the clan. He has proven again and again that he is not worthy to be in the role of leadership for our clan, as his loyalties lie elsewhere. As such, when confronted with this fact, Sonsar has agreed to amicably step down from his position and let a different cat take over. The clearing breaks out in yowls of disbelief and anger, and Sonsar allows the cats their words before he eventually waits for the quiet. When it falls, he stands up to address them more directly. What Yarmouse says is true, though I still feel great loyalty for MoonClan, he proclaims. I simply have friends elsewhere. But it appears that this is in direct violation of anything that MoonClan would believe. I can be loyal to both, but it has been proven time and again that no cat believes that I can have such loyalties in my heart. And so I will depart rather than continue to disappoint the clan. The cats all watch in shock and disbelief as Zonsar renounces his name and then departs from the clearing. No cats make to stop him or follow him, as they might have for Sparrowstar. And for Stonestar, once more, now Stone Fruit, he believes that this is the final confirmation that he needed, that no cat in the clan even believed in him. He did not even have the blessing of StarClan fully after all. He was forbidden from seeing his mate Coyote Path, and Sparrowstar did not attend his ceremony to pass along his blessing. Therefore, Stonefruit believes that this is full confirmation that he has been denied the role of leadership, and he can only hope that a cat like Yaramouse will do better in his stead. Alrighty, so with that, we're gonna go ahead and change his name, and we are exiling him. I don't honestly know how that's going to affect the clan. Just as disclaimer, I don't know if Yaramouse is going to technically have leadership role. No, he currently has deputy. So we'll see how that resolves next moon. It should update everything automatically. I don't want to automatically promote a cat or demote a cat. Weirdly, I just want it to be kind of random or true to what these cats' decisions would be, so I don't want to offer any undue influence. So now, Stonestar is gone, and Stonefruit wanders the realms beyond the boundaries of the territory alone. And I'm sure the clan will be reeling from that, so let's check in on how everyone's doing. Yaramouse is instructing a group of warriors in advanced combat techniques. Swanspot is eavesdropping on Icy Kit. Hillpaw is ready to take care of any patients. We're a bit cross with Scorch Kit, so we'll check in with Scorch Kit, since we can't actually patrol with them. Weaselreed is sitting quietly, observing the clan dynamics with a knowing gaze. I wonder if he kind of foresaw this coming. Sorry if you can hear my cats. Or I wonder if he's also trying to, just figure out which cats are going to make moves for power now that there's a sudden void in it. Or which cats are going to be, taking steps back in the hopes that gets some recognition. I honestly don't even know who's going to be new deputy. It makes total sense that Yaramouse is going to step up as leader, but he's very young for a leader. So I'm sure Weaselreed has some theories as to where this is going, and he's just not sharing with everybody. No, at least not yet. Liar Rush is praying to StarClan for guidance. I think that's actually a pretty fitting thing to do right now. Needledew is wanting to get to know Little Heart better. We are talking to her this moon. Needledew and Lightpelt laugh hysterically together in the middle of clearing, Howl's careening off the camp wall. You smile to yourself, happy to see how Needledew makes some progress with their obvious crush. Ooh. Let's see. Lightpelt? Okay, that's a pretty good crush there. And where's Needledew on their radar? At least it's positive, so that could be getting somewhere. I still can't get over this wood dragon thing. Fawn Chalk saw a pair of 2 legs near camp today. Unfortunately, we are insulting her. Your words do not define me. I know who I am and where my loyalties lie. That last comment kind of makes me wonder if we were maybe insulting her for siding with Stonestar at any point, or showing Stonestar like some kind of support, since clearly the clan itself, and probably Frost Whisper as a whole, did not really regard him with very much respect or, reverence of any sort. And the events here probably just confirmed that for them. Blossom Current is playing a prank on Liar Rush. Chew, what? Allergies? Please, I'm a fearsome warrior of MoonClan. I made her tougher stuff than the Chew. I wish it was that simple to just say I'm too tough for allergies and be able to avoid them. I'm allergic to like everything seasonally, it feels like. Poppy Paw got in trouble for shirking their training the other day. Well, I think a broken bone excuses her from those kinds of commitments. Fiercepaw, however, is practicing some battle moves. He's obsessive and interested in the dark forest, which can be a very deadly combination. It's very interesting that this curse or interest or whatever seems to be passing down from Icy Eyes to their offspring, though. I just hope that with the straight Fiercepaw does better things with that interest. Moonfern is keeping a calm demeanor amidst nursery chaos. While Moonfern and Scorchkit are playing, Scorchkit notices one of the other kids watching in a lonely corner and invites them to play. They happily accept and the three have a blast. Fluffors are saying a dramatic monologue. As Fluffor tells a story about a clan cat who helped others in need, Icy Kit listens intently, eyes wide with admiration. Compassion 1. Charredpaw is helping to mediate minor squabbles between the kits. During a scavenger hunt, Icy Kit's quick thinking leads them to hidden items in no time. Intelligence 1. Scorchkit is trying to sneak out of camp, and we are talking to him. Eek, seems like Scorchkit is terrified of thunder outside the nursery. We sit beside them, comforting them through the storm and warding off the scary thunderclaps. Icy Kit is nervous for their apprentice ceremony. Alright, I guess it's time for patrol. We notice an unfamiliar scent on our clan border. It's our responsibility to ensure the clan's safety. We successfully track the scent to a lost loner. After guiding them away from our territory, we return to our duty, satisfied with our vigilance. As a note, we do have quite a bit of prey, but all the same, if we do encounter a cat that we can recruit, like minus like queens or kits or things like that, I don't think we are. We're in a time of upheaval in the clan. We don't even have a dedicated leader just yet. So I don't think we'd be bringing in some random cats and possibly be, causing issues there. With New Leaf comes the opportunity to scout out MoonClan's territory and find where Mullane might be growing this year with Hillpaw. Easing the lungs of those with weaker chest muscles or infections, helping with certain sorts of pain, and being used to treat unhappy guts, Mullane is a good herb to keep in stock, even if it doesn't have the glamour of catmint or the rarity of lungwort. Hillpaw soaks up the lesson on its uses attentively as we gather Mullane. Out in the forest, Skyscratch asks Fiercepaw if they know why MoonClan chooses to live in the woods under the canopy rather than in any other environment. Fiercepaw launches into a speech about how MoonClan is awesome because they aren't kitty pets, only for Skyscratch to stop them. That wasn't the point of the lesson. Okay, our first hunting patrol is hunting near the border when we hear an odd sound coming from a nearby bush. I know I've said it before, but because this is on the border, even if it's not technically a border patrol, I feel obligated to proceed, even though this can be a dangerous mission. And luckily, we don't even hesitate when we go to check the source of the noise. Chirpback quickly regrets their impulsivity when they come face to face with an angry raccoon. Chirpback gets a scare, but thankfully the raccoon only wanted to get away from them and quickly runs off into the undergrowth. We bring back a very small amount of prey, but we're safe. We're in a patrol with Yarra Mouse as the leader when Falcon Scratch spies a fat rabbit on the other side of the Clay Clan border. It's a tempting opportunity to be sure, but it may not be wise to hunt on different clans' territory. We don't have any traits that are going to force us to go ahead here, so Again, in the interest of maintaining a sense of balance or order to the clan, we're not going to proceed. Our next patrol comes across a small... River is quite the zoomies right now. She just leaped fully over one of her cat towers, so it's quite impressive. But our next border patrol comes across a small dog right on the border of our territory. All Blossom Currents attempts to drive it off only send to greater fits of excitement. All the only thing to do is wait for the beast to calm down. Palefur was tempted to break the warrior code, but they resist the temptation, and instead the patrol brings back a large amount of prey for everybody to eat. And our other hunting patrol also brings back a large amount of prey. Alright, so that's it for that moon. Let's go ahead and time skip and see how everything with Stone Star and now Stone Fruit, I suppose, resolves. Nothing interesting happened this moon. I digress. Yarosar has become the new leader of the clan. They vow that they will protect the clan even at the cost of their 9 lives. We'll visit their profile, see their full leader ceremony in a little bit. Having shown unwavering love for the clan's kits, Charred is embraced by Yarosar as Charred Rumble, a symbol of life and hope for the clan. It's a long name, but kind of cool. Oh, Yarosar. Yarosar chooses Cold Shriek to take over as deputy. I mean, I don't think either of those brothers would have been a good choice, honestly. One is an actual murderer, even though he has so many good traits going for him. And the other is so vengeful, he's constantly talking about murder, so neither are good traits we want to have in roles of leadership. That being said, I'm going to double check that Cold Shriek did have an apprentice. They should have had an apprentice if Yarosar chose them, but I still want to double check because I don't explicitly remember. And if they didn't, then we'll promote somebody else or let Yarosar choose somebody else. But yeah, that's an interesting choice. Maybe Yarosar is trying to prioritize fighting ability in their deputy. Since they are so young, I can definitely see why they might prize that in a deputy over, you know, somebody who's wise or seasoned or tactical or anything like that. No! Pigeon Flick had a single kitten and refused to talk about their progenitor. That's whatever, fine. But Quail Hail was found dead near a fox den. That just feels a little too convenient for me, especially with Stone Fruit having just left the clan. He doesn't really strike me as a vengeful type, but he has a lot to be bitter about right now. And if he was, you know, attacked or confronted at the wrong time, I can see him not being above framing a fox for the death of a warrior, even if it was one of his own. Why is it always our apprentices, man? That's not cool. Blossom Current's voice wavers as they talk about their sibling trying to get through the tale and return to grieving over Quail Hail's body. But they want Quail Hail's vigil to be good to show that they were loved. Blossom Current can't handle the vigil's entirety. It's far too agonizing. Loss has taken such a toll on them that they can barely find their footing as they stumble to their nests, wailing for Quail Hail. In the past moon, Quail Hail has taken their place in Sar Clan. Frost Whisper appreciates Snowy telling them that they had a feather stuck to their face. And Frost Whisper has drawn the ire of Quail Hail by deliberately taking the last of their favorite nesting material for themselves. So not only did we lose our latest apprentice, but we also got in a fight with them right before they were gone. Oh man, I'm surprised we aren't grieving because that guilt I don't think would ever leave me. Pigeon Flick's news. Raven Song tells himself they can't let their feelings consume them, instead they have to learn to live with it. Chestnut Pelt has recovered from birthing their litter, but has gotten a stomachache and their tail was badly injured by a dog. Poor Chestnut Pelt, they could not catch a break. They were kind of raised as a medicine cat though, so I can understand why they might be having some troubles adapting to warrior lifestyle now. Colsat's torn ear has healed. Fawnchog's mangled leg is looking much better and seems to have healed well. Mosscone's sprain is healed. Hillpaw was climbing a tree when they fell. Luckily, they were only bruised by the incident. And Blueshade, one of our newcomers, has recovered from green cough. Lyre Rush went missing for a few days. So same as before, this is going to be a strike for Lyre. Okay, so Lyre Rush, who's currently proud of Scorch Kid's growth, has her first strike, Moon 61, for going missing. I don't know, with her righteous nature, she was maybe trying to seek out Stone Fruit, show him some kind of loyalty or condolences or anything for him, but since we don't know the reason, and if she's missing, she's probably elsewhere, we'll count that as the strike. Okay, so here's Cold Shriek before I forget. He has to pretend to be a captured warrior for Scorch Kid's games. He is wise, pathfinder, and beloved kit sitter. He did mentor Lightpelt. All of that sounds well and great until you remember that he was the one who killed Greenfin. But the clan doesn't know that, so it does make sense that he could be a pretty obvious candidate for deputy. Like, if I was just looking at Wise Pathfinder, I probably would also assume that he would have been a great candidate for deputy. So I can't really fault Yaramouse or Yarosar now for this choice. It just is very unfortunate that it had to have turned out this way. But Yarosar is currently performing a big brain maneuver. It seems like he's settling into the role well, honestly better than Stone Star ever did. But let's check out his ceremony. Yaramouse leaves to speak with StarClan. They close their eyes and are immediately surrounded by their loved ones, friends, and clanmates who have passed on. Stars shine throughout their pelts and their eyes are warm as they greet the new leader. Soap bubbles lifts their head in greeting. Energy surges through Yaramouse's pelt as they receive a life of confidence. They reassure Yaramouse that they are almost done. 1 out of 8, almost done. Lilac Chaser approaches, a worn smile on their face. They offer a life for wisdom, whispering to take care of the clan the best they can. Frozen Roach pads up to the new leader, softly touching their nose to Yaramouse's head. They give a life for pride. Grey Kit bounds up to the new leader, reaching up on their hind legs to give them a new life for protection. They flick their tail and head back to make room for the next cat. Hollow Pelt strides forward, an energy in their steps that wasn't present in their last moment. They give a life for resilience. Windmist approaches, zipping their head in greeting. I give you a life for strength, they meow before slipping back into the crowd. Judas Shade strides forward, an energy in their steps that wasn't present in their last moments. They give a life for grace. Blue Runner walks up to Yaramouse, offering a life for farsightedness. They smile and say the clan will do well under Yaramouse's leadership. Finally, Sparrowsar steps forward. There's a pride in their gaze as they stare into Yaramouse's eyes. They give a life for tireless energy. Sparrowsar hails Yaramouse by their new name, Yarosar, telling them that their old life is no more. They are granted guardianship of MoonClan and are told to use their new power wisely. Their group of sorry cats yell Yarosar's name in support. Yarosar wakes up feeling a new strength within their body and knows that they are now ready to lead the clan. I do think that Yarosar is going to be a little bit more blessed or considered as such by the clan, since Sparrowsar did show them some kind of approval. Which, in all fairness, Sparrowsar and Yaramouse share a lot of the same traits with the polymath and fighting fierce tendency. So it does make sense that he would approve of that. And it might also indicate that Sonsar was not Sparrowsar's ultimate choice by the time that he died. Maybe he thought he did a better job with Sonsar than he did, but ultimately it amounted to nothing. Star, as a leader, needed a lot of reassurance, and part of that could well have been because he did not get Star's blessing. But regardless of which came first, the result was what it was. And now we have to decide what Star's traits are going to be. Okay, so he's meek but a good fighter. So meek kind of makes me think he's not going to seek out trouble, so I'm going to have him as least likely to antagonize. But because he is a bit of a fighter, I'm going to also have him be least likely to accept outsiders. So we will pretty much only be accepting outsiders when it is Greenleaf and or we are in high abundance of prey, i.e. we have at least 2 months worth in spring and fall, and in wintertime we won't be accepting anybody no matter what, unless it's like a kid or something. Like the medicine cat thing where they find a hurt queen and their kits. That's sort of a situation we won't be passing up on no matter the season, because kids are at stake. Swanspot is checking up on the warriors, and Hillpaw is feeling gloomy. Here's Blueshade, now feeling a little bit better. He's going to critique Chestnut Pelt's fighting techniques. I do still wish I could make him a mediator, but can't quite do that. Oh yeah, and Pitch and Flick had a kit. Let's check out the kit. So we have little Rabbit Kit here, who's snuggling up to the belly of Pigeon Flick. She's a newborn female, pale blue eyes, and a torty pelt. She is smug. And if I had to guess, one of her parents was an outsider that belongs to no clan. Alright, but there's Rabbit Kit. I'm excited to see what Rabbit Kit has in store. We're wanting to compliment Blossom Current's fighting techniques, so we'll go ahead and patrol with Blossom Current this moon. For once, we can actually do that. Ravensong helped bury Quail Hill, leaving their favorite prey at the grave. Man, that fight we had with Quail Hill must have really struck a nerve for Frost Whisper to not even really be grieving in the bare sense of the word. Snowleaf seems to be plotting something. I wonder how he's taking it that Cold Shriek was promoted and he was not, especially with that vengeful nature. Pondchalk is missing the warmth that Quail Hill brought to their life. Or I guess I can patrol Blossom Current. She wants to compliment Big Blotch's fighting technique. So I guess we'll go ahead and talk to her. Oh hey Frost Whisper. Wanna come visit Quail Hill's grave with me? I've been leaving their favorite prey by it every day, just so they know I haven't forgotten. Aw. Well, I hope that we're actually going. Gonna say that we will be going for that. Also, I forgot, but we are talking to Snow. Snowleaf and Cold Shriek are quietly gossiping together, whispering and laughing in the clearing. You're curious about what they're saying, but decide not to interrupt their precious sibling time. I don't know how I like that pair with the plot, so... Moonfern is reflecting on the joys and challenges of parenthood in the clan. While Moonfern and Scorchkit are playing, once again, Scorchkit notices Icy Kit in the corner and invites them to join. Compassion's up to 3. And Fluffer is convincing a bee colony not to make their nest in the clan clearing. Icy Kit accidentally bites Fluffer hard enough to make them bleed, but upon noticing, apologizes profusely. Compassion, intelligence, and empathy are all one. And Chartrumble is now all grown up and is currently refining skills and recognizing the unique needs of each kit. She's responsible, a great guard, and she was mentored by Fluffer, who influenced her to be more likely to have a positive outlook. Then graduate, they were honored for their realism, graduating at 12 moons old. Honestly, responsible and great guard aren't bad traits to have in a queen. Obviously, we want someone who can properly look after the kits. And the Great Guard is good for guarding the nursery, but also just generally maintaining the camp. As, you know, there's not always going to be kits, so having some kind of camp duty can be a good fallback for the downtimes. During Charred Rumble's lecture on clan history, Scorch Kid is completely engrossed, asking insightful questions that Charred Rumble tries their best to answer. Intelligence 1. Scorch Kid is acting very shy. Nicey Kid is busy mastering a battle move they're performing incorrectly. And let's talk to little Rabbit Kid. Meow. Rabbit Kid is buried under a pile of their siblings. I don't think they are. Maybe Icy Kid and Scorch Kid. Let's go ahead and do our patrol. After a long day of patrolling, a cat you're close to invites you to share tongues. You consider their offer, hoping to deepen your bond. We agree, but they don't show up at the agreed upon spot later that day. Aw, we got stood up. As the branches of the oak tree start to green, Swansop brings Hillpaw to collect the leaves. As a basic infection-preventing herb, oak leaves are useful for nearly all of the various scrapes, cuts, and injuries Swansop sees in the medicine den. They're always happy to bring a good crop of them back to their herb stores. They use the afternoon to give Hillpaw the chance to lead their expedition, which makes the apprentice swell with confidence as we gather leaves. And this is honestly probably where Hillpaw gets bruised up. Sky Scratch takes Fiercepaw out to see a big porcupine. Fiercepaw maintains that porcupines are prey, not weird transformed dead cats or anything like that, and Sky Scratch can't get them to take the training session seriously. We're going on a hunting patrol along the border lines, and once again, we hear an odd sound coming from a nearby bush. I think we have to proceed. Frost Whisper pads towards the bush to check out the noise when a rabbit suddenly bursts out. Fawnchock is quick to react and manages to snag it before it can disappear. We bring back a large amount of prey. Which honestly, at our current prey levels versus what we need, if we did find another cat to recruit, we totally could. As our patrol is checking the border lines, we notice the Clay Clan sent us straight into the territory. We'll proceed. We follow the scented Clay Clan cat taking refuge up a tree. The cat yells a warning and our patrol scatters when they hear the cry. Just in time too, as a large dog jumps at us. Falcon Scratch rallies the patrol to drive the dog away, thankfully avoiding any injuries, and the Clay Clan cat is grateful for the rescue, improving our relationships with Clay Clan. Oh, speaking of recruiting, our patrol hears the cat begging for their household to come back, just barely legible over the sound of the monster speeding away. Unfortunately, we discover the cooling body of the kitty pet. It seems they attempted to run after their two legs, but it was run over by another monster. Our clan's reputation towards outsiders has worsened. Okay. So we encounter a clearing where a lot of two legs are currently lingering. Unfortunately, due to this oblivious trait, we will have to proceed here. We continue hunting undetected, using the presence of the two legs, startling the local wildlife to bring back a good haul. Excellent. Okay, so honestly, mixed bag on patrols there. Hunting was equal parts successful and not, and border patrols, you saw both. So that was interesting, but we are going to go ahead and dive into our last moon here for this episode. Our hunt is interrupted by the sight of a beautiful sunset. The peaceful moment reminds you of the beauty in your home. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Big Blosh was found dead near the Clay Clan border, and Fluffer was murdered. The culprit is unknown. What is happening? So that is 3 cats and 2 moons that have been found dead or were outright explicitly stated to have been murdered. So we had Quail Hill near the Fox Den, we had Big Blotch near Clay Clan border, and Fluffer was just outright known to be murdered. I'm going to look at Fluffer. Fluffer is surprised to find themselves walking the stars of Silver Pelts. Fluffer was secretly murdered by Shimmerkick. Oh my god. I can't keep track of all of the bloodthirsty cats in this clan. I'll be blunt, I was expecting it to be something related to Snowleaf or like whatever Snowleaf was plotting, but I don't know if Shimmerkick would have been caught up in anything there. We have 2 murderers in the clan now. And we don't know what happened to Big Blotch. That could have been another framing too. And of course, that was Ravensong's kit. Ravensong nuzzles against the fur of their dead child, their kit, their Big Blotch, and feels as though the world has ended. Ravensong never considered the possibility that they'd one day be without Big Blotch. They visit their grave, gazing blankly, unmovingly at the ground for hours on end. Moonfern wails when they see the body of Fluffroar still and cold in the clearing. They sit vigil that night as grief fills their heart. As the days pass, Moonfern becomes angry and withdrawn. Feels like the entire clan is just moving on from Fluffroar's death, which they refuse to do. Yes, they hated Fluffroar, but Fluffroar is their clanmate first and foremost, and Shimmerkick vows her head at the vigil respectfully. I'm sure it has nothing to do with just trying to mask that you were the one who did it or anything. In the past moon, Big Blotch and Fluffroar have taken their places in the Star Clan. We don't even have mass extinction or anything on right now. Everyone's just doing this because they can. Frost Whisperer sees Snowleaf stumble while hunting and thinks it's cute. Please tell me we're not developing a crush on Snowleaf of all cats. Snowleaf would be like the top of my list of suspects. Frost Whisperers are thinking how they feel about Lightpelt and gives him another chance. Sky Scratch has gotten a running nose, Little Heart has gotten a stomach ache, Chestnut Pelt's stomach ache is gone, Falcon Scratch has a running nose, Goldsap is moving some branches out of the way when they got a splinter, Beetledew's running nose has finally stopped running, Hillpaw's bruises are gone, and the medicine cat apprentice from Bliss Clan comes asking for herbs. They refuse to say why their clan needs them, and we decide not to share our precious few mallow. Alright, other clans is just Big Blotch's news and the medicine cat again. And finally, Moss Cone was trying to fluff up their nest when they saw a thorn inside of their bedding. A prank, but it could not fool them. This has been a new leaf of murder. It's crazy. Aww. But look at little Rabbit Kit who's pretending to be the clan leader. She's a little bit more grown up now. Frost Whisperer is wondering what the inside of a two-leg den looks like. I'm taking a look at this. No, we're developing a pretty big crush on Snowleaf. Snowleaf isn't cool. It'd be worse if it was any of the murderers, but... No, it's returned! This is such a weird moon. Such a weird episode. Snowleaf almost got lost near some two-legged nests. We'll just go out of order and talk to him now, because why not? Snowleaf lasts himself in the middle of the clearing. Oh hey, Frost Whisperer, don't mind me, I was just reminiscing a little. Coldshriek and I used to play this hilarious game where we throw ourselves off the roof of the Warrior's End and see who could make the louder crash. You know, all things considered, that game was kinda dangerous. Maybe it's a good thing the kids don't play it anymore. Alrighty, and then here's Shimmerkick, who solves the problem by thinking back to another time the exact same thing happened. Oh, like I hate this cat so let's murder them? Because that's also happened before. And continuing our trend for some reason, she is wise, a masterful tracker, and always busy. The thing with the masterful tracker, though, that could work to her advantage is that I feel like the clan would know that. Being a wise cat, they'd be more likely to trust her. And so they probably ask if she could, you know, send another cat on Fluffroar to indicate who the murderer might be. Which would be a great alibi for her because she was a tracker. So that's why her scent is all over him. And B, she can always just be like, you know what? No, I didn't smell anything weird. Guess they got away with it. I just don't know what's happening in this clan, though. The Yara Star is currently giving some advice to Coldshriek. And Coldshriek is wanting to get to know Rabbit Kit better. We still have to make sure that you get your comeuppance. And Swanspot is daydreaming about being a warrior in Tiger Clan. Hillpaw sat all night at Fluffroar's vigil. Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of grieving this moon, I fear. Ravensong and Fluffroar had quite a few kits, after all. Blueshade can't wait to take a nap later, and you know what? We've had so few sleeping prompts, I'm talking to him. Oh, hello. Oh, you wish to talk to me? Sure, can do, I suppose. The wind is lovely, it always waves through our coats when we're wandering through the territory. Maybe that's our clan's way of telling us we're doing a good job. Sky Scratch helped bury Fluffor, leaving their favorite prey at the grave, and she's sick, with a running nose. We're completely indifferent, wondering what the inside of a two-legged den looks like. Ravensong is watching over the kits. Little Heart told a fond story of Fluffor's vigil. This is just such a jarring difference to me. Goalsap is feeling happy. Needledew is feeling gloomy. I think this one might be a little bit more appropriate for the kind of new leaf we've had. Bonchok helped to bury Fluffor, leaving their favorite prey at the grave. Blossom Curran is mourning Fluffor. Lightpell is eavesdropping on Hillpaw. We are talking to him. Hey Frost Whisper, you look great today. I was wondering if you wanted to gather flowers later. I want to decorate my nest and make it all pretty. Maybe we can find something nice for your nest too. I mean, it's probably just his way of trying to cheer everybody up, so I'm not going to begrudge him that. Poppy Paw told a fond story at Fluffor's vigil. Moonfern is understanding the significance of early clan teachings for kids. We'll let her grieve this moon. And Turd Rumble is staring intensely at the entrance of camp. I mean, this also totally makes sense to me because you'd be really questioning security and your own clanmates with this much blood being shed. But she is in good enough condition to play with Rabbit Kit. While Charred Rumble and Rabbit Kit are playing, Rabbit Kit notices one of the other siblings watching in a corner and invites them to play. They happily accept and the three have a blast. Just to kind of continue tradition, I'm going to say it was Icy Kit just watching, hopefully from the corner there. Scourge Kit is whining about being hungry, Icy Kit is trying to growl menacingly, and we know Rabbit Kit is pretending to be clan leader. I don't even know what to say, honestly, about the way this past few moons have gone. Let's just go ahead and jump into our patrol. We notice an unfamiliar scent on the clan borders. It's our responsibility to investigate and ensure safety. We attempt to track the scent, but it fades before we find its source. We're probably being really careful right now, too, with all of the issues and drama. New Leaf has brought new life to MoonClan's territory, and Swanspot heads out to gather fresh mallow for the stores of Hillpaw. The soft, rose-like scent of the mallow bushes drifts around Swanspot and Hillpaw as they work. They snip off clumps of large, fuzzy, three-nubbed leaves and the occasional pink flower to be taken back to camp. Bees hum through the air, not trying to bother the cats, and Swanspot points out where they think the hive might be to Hillpaw. While Fiercepaw and Sky Scratch are out walking, Fiercepaw seems preoccupied. When Sky Scratch brings the patrol to a halt to ask what's wrong, they reveal they've been having a hard time sleeping. Their dreams are filled with shadows and images. So that could either be the dark force reaching out, or that could also be some kind of omen about the murderers here. But Fiercepaw isn't Kit anymore, and though Sky Scratch tries to be gentle about it, they make it clear it's Fiercepaw's responsibility to make sure they're well rested and attentive for their training. So unfortunately, we're not going to nurture that, try and guide them away from Dark Forest, or investigate what's going on with the rest. Our patrol approaches a two-legged nest in the woods while hunting. I think we'll proceed. We find some astonishingly fat chickens running around the nest, and we help ourselves to as many as we can carry, bringing back a large amount of prey. Our board patrol discusses rumors we've been hearing of a badger denning in the territory. Unfortunately, we are not successful in determining if the badger is even there. Our next hunting patrol brings back a large amount of prey. Looks like Snowleaf in particular goes above and beyond, leaving a trail of terror among the local mice. And our last hunting patrol is also moderately successful, so a lot of prey. And I think that's where we'll go ahead and leave that off for today. Sorry if this is a little bit longer. This was very eventful. And, I mean, I'll be honest, I have no idea what's gonna happen. We have two different murderers just kind of relaxing in the camp because their involvement is secret, and we're leaving it up to the game to generate whether or not we ever find out about who did what. It's very possible that, Cold Shriek, who is a murderer, ascends to become Cold Star at some point, which is not something I would have anticipated happening. I was honestly expecting Stone Star to be around for a lot longer for there to be more drama around whether or not they're quote unquote worthy of their position. Instead, they kind of just immediately threw in the proverbial towel pretty immediately, which, I mean, if I was surrounded by a bunch of cats who didn't believe in me, who were, constantly digging at me, attacking my person or character, I too would also be a little bit more unlikely to, go to bat for them. But nonetheless, I didn't really foresee Stone Star as being a quitter. I think just a lot of things added up and he had to take a step back. So hopefully he's in a better position. He's not actually going on a rampage through the clan and picking off stragglers. I think hopefully Yarostar will do a better job. They seem to be at least better accepted by the clan. And despite his youth, hopefully he will succeed. But thank you all so much for watching. Feel free to let me know any thoughts or concerns or whatever down in the comments below. While you're down there, feel free to check out links in the description to other social medias or alternative ways to support me if you feel so inclined. Thank you especially to Parental Unit for supporting the channel, as that is, of course, greatly appreciated. But otherwise, everybody, until next time, I'm on the edge of my seat. Stay safe, stay happy. I'll see you then, and bye!